Why is Bitcoin and the major coins dropping, plummeting in 2026? Well, there is a very, very clear explanation, and I've been talking about this in the previous video analysis. So the crypto market is crashing? No, it is just obeying to the supply and demand principles, okay, in the larger timeframes. But most people are ignoring the large timeframes. As you can see here, in the analysis that I created a few weeks ago, I was talking about Bitcoin dropping here, okay, and then it was reacting on short-term in intraday and scalping. We could have bought Bitcoin and it was working. It rallied at about 16%, but most crypto traders are ignoring the large time frames, okay? While most traders are still obsessed with intraday when they look at the 1 hour and everything. So, well, you can see Bitcoin was dropping, and when it reached that monthly area of demand, over there, that has been already eliminated. So let me see that through in the smaller time frames on the 1 hour, should be much higher. Why isn't it being drawn? Well, I don't know what's going on. But there was a reaction here in the daily and everything. So we take a look at the daily. There, in the daily we can see the reaction. I was talking about this, okay? There was a demand level here on the daily that played out. But in another video analysis for Bitcoin, okay, Bitcoin price today is around 66,000, okay? We were talking about this, okay? Bitcoin, strong rally, large bearish candle on the 12 months on the yearly chart. Okay, nobody looks at the yearly chart, and this is what we were expecting, a pullback to around 45,000, and it's almost there. Bitcoin has already dropped 45, well, not 45, 53% since it broke all-time highs. And then at the top here, all crypto traders analyze, there was a Bitcoin is gonna reach the 200,000, 300,000, $1 million. No way. I mean, supply and demand is telling us that after a very strong rally, and if you can see this bearishness on the 2025 candlestick, okay, this is not the 12 minutes, okay, for intraday on crypto, okay? This is the 12. So when you see this, you must think that Bitcoin has to drop. And most traders, the largest time frame they look at is the daily, okay? So they don't have a clue of what's going on, okay? I have a more extensive analysis on Bitcoin in my previous crypto analysis. And I said, next stop is gonna be here, okay? And Bitcoin is reacting already. It has reacted like 11%. Okay, that doesn't mean that we are allowed to buy. It will probably rally until there, and then from there it will drop again. But this one is definitely stronger than the previous one, this monthly imbalance on Bitcoin. And this is the major crypto, the top one, okay? And it has already lost 52% since everyone was talking about the 200,000 mark. And it's insane, okay? So this is supply and demand imbalances playing out, and the dump and the crash in 2026 for cryptos hasn't started to happen now, okay? This is the 2026 candlestick on the 12 months. It started to happen already back where? In the 1st of August 2025. So, and in 2026, the crypto coins and Bitcoin and the major coins are plummeting, okay? It is not a crash, although, well, the title of this video is like a crash. It's being dumped. Taking profits are happening, and then obviously what was unrealized profit at the top, now it is actual realized profit on this particular cryptocurrency. So in this video, I'm going to analyze the top 5 most liquid cryptocurrencies: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, Ripple, XRP, and Solana. I recorded some videos about them, okay, Solana and everything. You can take a look at these videos in my channel, okay? So this is nothing new. I mean, this is not sudden. We were expecting this on Bitcoin, okay? And it's definitely not random. It obeys the supply and demand basic rules, okay? Which you probably understand very well when you're going to buy like a new house, car, trousers, shoes, meat, wine. You know what is cheap and you know what is expensive. When it comes to trading, you just want to pull the trigger and buy, sell, 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 sell. Futures, intraday, short term, like adrenaline. Okay, and this is not what happens. So Bitcoin is heading south. It could reverse from here and break all-time highs. Anything can happen, but right now it's just trying to drop down there to the 45,000 or even lower dollars. So we'll see. Bitcoin price today is not a good thing. In 2026, it's dropping. The major coins are dropping and plummeting because of that. If we take a look at the second one, which is Ethereum, oops, the TH is the T, we've got something happening here too, okay? This is a 12 months. So as you can see, all-time highs broken. It faked out. Look at the large bearish pink candle over there, okay? Unable to close above this classic resistance, sitting at all-time high. So Ethereum cryptocurrency just failed to close above, and then it's been dropping for, well, it dropped. This is a high wave candle on the 12 months in 2025, and that's been dropping. It hit that average one on the month, which rallied. I mentioned this one, it rallied like 32%, so we could have some intraday swing trades playing out, and they played out. If we take a look at the smaller time frames over there, this is the reaction, okay? But in the long-term analysis for Ethereum 2026, the prediction and the forecast is that it should keep on dropping, and the imbalance is around here 600, 500, or even lower. Okay, so like this. Okay, so buying right now when all the major cryptos are dropping is not a good idea. And with this price action on the bigger time frames, remember this is a long-term cryptocurrency analysis forecast for 2026, which is resuming what was happening in 2025, as we saw before on Bitcoin. So on the daily, we have a daily supply at the top here, another daily supply at the top here, another one over there, and another one. This one is getting more and more aggressive. So this is the next stop for selling, and the one at the top, 2,900 for selling also Ethereum. Okay, so this is like I said, the largest time frame that people will look at. So we've got a supply level over there played out, no pullback to these levels. But I believe on the monthly time frame, yes, was this one holding, like I said, and all these imbalances that are drew on the daily can be seen through on Ethereum monthly time frame. Okay, so this is where Ethereum could be headed in the monthly. Okay, but that doesn't mean that Ethereum could like reverse. Okay, but on the crypto crash, so-called crypto crash has been happening since 2026, September, October, well, which candlestick was there? August 2025. Okay, so crypto markets didn't suddenly crash. Okay, it is like very strong rally, and we're expecting this to happen. So this supply and demand has been bleeding structurally since 2025 with this large candlestick you can see here. Okay, that candlestick is like 71% wide, huge, and only in the month of January 2026, with 6 days more, because today is the 6th of February 2026, Ethereum has dropped 48%. So buying right now is not a good idea. Obviously, it's 48% cheaper than the beginning of the year. It's cheaper, you can buy at cheaper prices. But price action is telling us that it could be dropping farther. Okay, so Ethereum, not a good idea to buy. So we have sell areas, supply levels. Okay, today, Ethereum price today is 1,949. Expecting price to drop lower, but before it dropping lower, it needs to rally and feed from other orders in the smaller time frames on the daily and the weekly time frames. Okay, which is what usually happens. So, so now it's like for months, price action has been telling us that Ethereum, Bitcoin was like dropping, and top liquid cryptocurrencies losing demand, and rallies falling into higher time frame supply, and altcoins and meme coins like many Fiat coin, gold, Maydank. I mean, so many dropping from supply levels. It's just insane. Like, which one was Mudang? Sorry, I analyzed this a long time ago, and well, you can see still here the analysis, okay, with the arrow down that I showed on my videos. And look at that. This is Mudang, and this is supply and demand. You just have to wait for a couple of months, and then it took like how many months? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like a year to play out. But what an imbalance. It really, really played out. So, but this is a meme coin, okay, which is not what we're talking about here. We're talking about the top 5 most liquid cryptocurrencies. And we already saw the long-term analysis forecast for Bitcoin 2026 and Ethereum cryptocurrency forecast and prediction for 2026 based on the large time frames. This is not short-term cryptocurrency trading, but obviously if everything's down, you should use bearish futures strategies, cryptos. I mean, because it provides you with high leverage. And if you are an owner of these cryptos, of these coins, well, it's not a good idea to hold them. I mean, just wait for price to drop and give us some new demand levels or bullishness in smaller time frames or even large time frames, and then buy again at a much cheaper price. But right now, it's not a good idea. So most traders ignore these areas, and we're going to take a look now at the third one, which is Binance cryptocurrency. Okay, and Binance, we have the same thing. So this is Binance on the 12 months yearly time frame. So this cryptocurrency, look at the bearish thin candle over there, 37%. And now in 2026, the crypto crash continues for Binance cryptocurrency. It has already dropped 40% in only 1 month and 6 days in 2026, and it still has room for dropping down there at $350. So we have new supply level created at 864. Binance is telling us that this is heading south. Like I said, I mean, we could have Binance rally from here, and it probably will do it before dropping again. This was the next stop. From here, you can use smaller time frame strategies for cryptos, for scalping, intraday, swing. Although, sorry, the larger trend, okay, forecast for 2026 is saying that should drop lower. But since we have now a new demand level over here, then okay, we could start buying using the smaller time frames, the future contracts, even buying coins. But being aware that the larger, pullback or correction on Binance cryptocurrency could continue to happen. And as you can see, if you compare body candlestick bodies, price action, pure price action cryptocurrency on Binance, we can see that the body from 2025 was like how much? 25%. And now in 2026, because this candlestick here, okay, the red candle here is 2026 candle for Binance cryptocurrency, the body is larger already than the full year, the previous year in 2025. So it means that the bears are in control together with this large wick here that we talked about before. I mean, this is like 101 crypto trading, okay? It's like this has to drop. But if you ignore the large time frame and the supply and demand imbalances, you will be missing all these movements, okay? As an online trading community, I share all these imbalances way before they happen, and these predictions are already taken into consideration from much, much, much higher, okay? So here, we are expecting price now to react a little bit, obviously, because price doesn't move in straight lines like this, like that, okay? It just goes like up and down, up and down, up and down, okay? So now it has an obstacle here, which is quite strong, could rally from there and then drop again. So this is Binance. So the thing is that this meltdown in 2026, this so-called crypto crash in 2026 is not happening because the crypto market is no longer useful, although it's not too useful, okay, to be honest, for real life transactions. You know what I mean? And for now, at least, it has changed our world. But all these cryptocurrency right now, we are expecting this meltdown and this crash because the larger time frames, I mean, and the whales, crypto whales, are taking profits, obviously. Otherwise, they wouldn't be profits. It would be unrealized profits. And now they're just dumping not stock market, sorry, the crypto currency market. And if you must become a price action candlestick psychologist to understand what are the, you don't really need if there are whales selling Binance cryptocurrency or Bitcoin. You just need to be aware of the footprints that these crypto traders and whales and institutions are leaving when they take their position or close their position. Okay, so from 2025 in Binance, okay, the 12 candles, the yearly candle is telling us that Binance cryptocurrency is going to drop. Okay, and this is like institutional narrative. Okay, fear and greed indexes and the ETF flows now lower. You can see like for Ethereum, okay, this one, we've got this supply level here in monthly supply level in control played out. Okay, we have a new area supply being created here at around 42, not 42, no, about 47. So all this has to do with the bigger time frames, and this is what I am always using or taking into consideration. And when I trade cryptos and I explain these analysis, but most crypto traders ignore these bigger time frames and they don't even know. They just believe what the media is talking about in the crypto news. Okay, this is going to reach like $2,000. Bitcoin is going to reach the $200, $200,000, but that's, they want you to buy and then they sell. They need sellers, okay, to fill their orders, okay? So from 2025, the trend is going down, the bearishness continues, and the meltdown, the plummeting for Binance continues, okay? So if we take a look at the next one, is Ripple. I'm going to analyze Ripple, yes. XRP, sorry. Again, I'm going to use for Ripple XRP, and you can see, as you can see, isn't Ripple, I mean, I'm going to use later at the end of the video and compare all 5 cryptos, okay? So you can see the resemblance in all this chart. And if you have a good short-term memory, hopefully you have, you will see that it is exactly the same. Strong rally. You can see the bearishness with this candlestick on 2024, 43%, and now January 2026 doing exactly the same, printing even a new low on the 12 months, heading south to this level around to 0.70, okay, where we have a very strong demand level on the monthly there. And I've been talking about this for many, many months. I did a few analysis on Ripple XRP cryptocurrency, talking about, well, this is happening, and it is actually happening, okay? I don't need anybody to tell me, okay, Ripple's going to reach 5, 10, or Bitcoin is going to reach $200,000. No, I mean, when they say that, it's because they are manipulating the crypto markets with all this crypto news. So the prediction for Ripple 2026 is price will be dropping to around these areas. It could drop to this demand level or fall short of retracing to this demand level around 0.66. But around this area, we should be expecting Ripple to start reacting. But we need to see what happens when it gets down there, price action on this particular crypto. But Ripple is doing exactly what we were expecting and what we talked about in the previous analysis. So the thing here is that why all these altcoins and meme coins and Ripple, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin and Ethereum and Solana, which is going to be the last crypto analysis I'm going to do, okay? Why are all these being dumped first? So the reality most people miss is that these cryptos with these larger timeframes, okay, they didn't crash, like I said, in 2020. They're not crashing in 2026. They are resuming the meltdown, the plummeting, the quote-unquote crypto crash from that starting in August, September 2025. and the large candlestick can tell us what's going on. Okay, so by the time all these cryptocurrencies started to show weakness and the markets were like, oh, the crypto market is dropping, we knew that many months ago that those cryptocurrencies were being dumped because of the bigger time frame. So many coins had lost liquidity completely. Many altcoins were already down 60-90%, and the leverage amplified every move. So why? Because the higher time frame supply and demand levels you see here on the 12 months, on the 6 months, and all the bigger time frames are sort of attracting, okay? They are like magnets. They are attracting price. As you can see, they are like magnets. After a very strong rally, you can see bearishness. This is like 101 crypto trading, okay? So the crash didn't begin like in 2026. It's being resumed in 2026, okay? So if we take a look at the last one, Solana, I created a video explaining the reasons why we shouldn't be buying Solana like a few weeks ago. But then some crypto traders contacted me when I recorded the video when it was here and was saying, no, this is going to continue crashing. But then when you take a look at the smaller time frames and you start seeing this on a daily, even a daily high, then I got a couple of emails from some crypto traders and said, hey, but Solana, you said it was going to continue dropping. Yes, but it didn't say when. I mean, it's going to continue dropping, but the crypto price doesn't move in straight lines. So reactions need to happen. It needs to pull liquidity from higher. It was trying to reach that area of supply here on the weekly. It couldn't. It just couldn't close above this, created classic resistance, dropped, and now we've got a new supply level right there, okay, on the weekly, where it could be heading before dropping again. Because, like I said, price action doesn't move in straight lines. So, and there's a lot of room for price to keep on dropping for Solana to down to around 30, 31, this area where the whole rally happened. The original impulsive move here, the demand level, still Solana it's got like 70% left to keep on dropping. Okay, so these thoughts about the continuation of the meltdown, of the crash, of the plummeting in 2026, I mean, you wouldn't see this if you don't take a look at the bigger time frame. So this crypto crash in 2026 is just normal supply and demand dynamics in the crypto market. It's nothing out of the ordinary. It just happens. Okay, but if you own coins of Solana and Polkadot and Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, cryptocurrencies, oh my God, I'm heavily invested on those. Well, what can I say? I mean, we should, be able to manage. We should manage our positions. Okay, so this continuation, okay, on Solana, we're expecting price to drop lower. So if the thing is, like, this is what you need to understand: the bigger time frames, price action, supply and demand, how they act as magnets to price. And if you don't ignore these imbalances in cryptocurrencies and meme coins, altcoins, and everything, well, you're going to see this as a crash and something negative, but it's just the simple dynamics of the market. So if you want to learn how to trade cryptos and locate these imbalances and learn how to expect, when to expect reactions, this is what I'm teaching as an online trading community and the academy. So if you want to join, you will be welcome. So you will stop gambling in the smaller time frames, and you can use these supply and demand levels to short or to go long using the smaller time frames and future contracts. So if you like this video, well, click on the like button, subscribe to my channel. Hopefully these cryptos will do as expected, and hopefully too you will not be holding long-term these cryptos because you may have lost most of your earnings or your profits. Have a great day.